beat, playful music starts and fades to background. Hey there, fellow cat parents! Let's talk about the 3 a.m. zoomies. You know the ones. You're sound asleep, dreaming of a world where you don't have to clean a litter box. And suddenly, it sounds like a herd of tiny furry elephants is stampeding across your living room. Or, how about when your sweet little angel looks you dead in the eye, and then calmly pushes your favourite mug off the counter? Is your cat broken? Is this some elaborate plan for world domination, starting with your sanity? The answer is, kinda, but not in the way you think. The truth is, your cat might just be bored out of its tiny, fluffy mind. And today, we're going to unlock the secret to fixing it. Before we start, let me know in the comments what you call your little furry menace. I need to know I'm not alone in this. Okay, to understand why your cat is an agent of chaos, we need to look at its resume. For thousands of years, the job description for cat was pretty simple. Hunt, kill, eat, sleep, repeat. They are perfectly engineered little predators. Everything from their whiskers that detect movement to their silent paws is designed for the hunt. But now their job is look cute, receive food in a bowl, nap on the clean laundry. They've gone from being the Jason Bourne of the animal kingdom to a retired accountant living in a cushy suburb. We've taken away the most mentally stimulating part of their day, the hunt, and replaced it with a ceramic dish. It's like telling a brilliant scientist their only job is to watch paint dry. No wonder they start inventing their own enrichment activities, like shredding your toilet paper. So let's talk about the problem with the bowl. It seems harmless, right? It's just a dish. But for a cat, it represents a fundamental misunderstanding of their nature. A bowl of food is a paycheck they didn't have to work for. It's winning the lottery every single day. While that sounds great to us humans, for an animal hardwired to seek, stalk and capture, it's profoundly unfulfilling. This lack of challenge is a direct route to boredom. And a bored cat is a destructive cat. They aren't knocking things over because they hate you. They're doing it because they're desperately trying to create some kind of stimulation in their environment. That crashing sound, that's the most exciting thing that's happened to them all day. The bowl provides calories, but it starves their brain of the activity it craves. It's the root of so many behavioural problems we just assume are cats being cats. Predatory sequence, search, stalk, chase. Predatory sequence, search, stalk, chase, pounce, catch, and then kill. Or, bat around a toy mouse. This entire sequence releases feel-good chemicals in their brain, like dopamine. It's satisfying. It's their purpose. When you just plop a bowl of food down, you skip straight to the end part, the eating. You've essentially given them the last page of a thrilling novel without letting them read the story. They get the reward with none of the satisfying work. This is why they'll often ignore a brand new toy to chase a random fly. The fly is unpredictable. It's a challenge. It lets them be the magnificent hunter they were born to be, even if it's just for a few frantic moments in your kitchen. So how do you know if you have a bored cat? They're not going to come up to you with a tiny Kindle and say, "I require more stimulation, human." You have to look for the signs. The most obvious one is destructiveness, shredded furniture, unspooled toilet paper, knocked over plants. Another is overgrooming, where they lick themselves so much they create bald spots. It's a self-soothing behaviour, kind of like nervous nail biting. Some bored cats become bullies, picking fights with other pets in the house. Others will pester you constantly for attention or food, even when they're not hungry. They're just looking for interaction. And then there's the classic scarf and barf, where they eat their food way too fast, just because it's the only exciting event of the day, and then promptly redecorate your carpet with it. If any of this sounds familiar, you don't have a bad cat. You have a brilliant underemployed one. Let's bust a huge myth right now. The myth of the lazy cat. We often look at our cat sleeping for 18 hours a day and think, wow, what a life. He's just naturally lazy. That's not laziness. It's energy conservation. In the wild, cats sleep a lot to save up energy for the hunt. The problem is, in our homes, the hunt never comes, so they just keep conserving forever. It's not that they don't want to do anything, it's that we haven't given them anything meaningful to do. It's a state of forced retirement. Imagine if you were a world-class athlete, but the only exercise you were allowed was walking to the fridge. You'd probably spend a lot of time on the couch too. When we provide an outlet for their hunting instincts, you'll be amazed at how quickly your lazy cat transforms into an engaged, active, and focused problem solver. They're not lazy, they're just waiting for a job offer. So what exactly is a puzzle feeder? Is it some high-tech, MIT designed gadget that requires an engineering degree to operate? Not at all. Think of it as a food dish with an attitude. It's any object that holds food, but requires your cat to use its brain and paws to get it out. It could be as simple as a ball with holes in it that dispenses kibble when rolled, or a more complex board with slides and cups that your cat has to manipulate. The entire point is to make eating an active process, not a passive one. Instead of just walking up to a pile of food and inhaling it in 10 seconds, your cat now has a problem to solve. The food is the reward, but the process of getting it is the real prize. It's the feline equivalent of a Sudoku puzzle, except the prize for finishing is a delicious chicken-flavoured nugget. And let's be honest, that's way better than just solving for the number 7. The biggest benefit of a puzzle feeder is the incredible mental stimulation it provides. It turns mealtime from a mindless activity into a brain game. Every time your cat bats a ball or slides a cover to get a piece of kibble, they are problem solving. They are learning cause and effect. This forges new neural pathways in their brain, keeping their mind sharp and active, which is especially important for indoor and senior cats. Think of it as crossword puzzles for your kitty. It prevents cognitive decline, and most importantly, it alleviates boredom. A cat that is focused on figuring out how to get its dinner is a cat that isn't focused on figuring out how to dismantle your window blinds. It gives them a sense of control and accomplishment, which is a massive boost to their confidence and overall mental well-being. It's a workout for the most important muscle they have, their brain. Beyond the mental gymnastics, puzzle feeders have some serious physical health benefits too. Let's start with the infamous scarf and barf maneuver. Many cats, especially in multi-cat households, eat way too fast. They inhale their food like a tiny vacuum cleaner, which can lead to indigestion, vomiting, and discomfort. A puzzle feeder physically prevents them from doing this. They can only get 1 or 2 pieces of kibble at a time, forcing them to slow down and eat at a much more natural, healthier pace. This drastically improves digestion and can stop that post-meal cleanup routine you've become so accustomed to. It also helps with weight management. The cat has to expend energy to eat, and the slower eating helps them register that they're full, preventing overeating. It's a diet and exercise plan all in one little plastic ball. Your vet and your carpet will thank you. Let's dive into the types of puzzle feeders you can find. First up are the stationary puzzles. These are great for beginners or for cats who aren't super active. Think of them as a food board game. They usually have a sturdy base and feature things like cups, sliders, and divots that you hide the food in. The cat has to use its paws and nose to move the pieces and uncover the treasure. This type of feeder is fantastic because it doesn't roll under the sofa and get lost forever. It stays in one place, making it a dedicated feeding station. They come in all difficulty levels, from simple boards with a few shallow cups to complex mazes that would challenge a feline Einstein. It's a great way to engage their foraging instincts without having them chase something all over the house. It's a more thoughtful, deliberate kind of hunt. On the other end of the spectrum, we have the mobile or rolling puzzles. These are perfect for engaging the chase and pounce part of your cat's brain. The most common examples are the simple treat balls. You fill them up and the cat has to roll them around to make the kibble fall out of the holes. This is awesome for getting your cat to move. They'll bat it, chase it and pounce on it, mimicking how they would hunt and play with prey. There are also more complex versions like puzzle mice or other shapes that wobble unpredictably, making the game even more exciting. These are fantastic for weight management and for burning off that crazy zoomy energy in a productive way. Just be prepared to occasionally find a treat ball under your bed or in a shoe. It's all part of the game. It turns the whole room into their hunting ground. Now you might be thinking, this sounds great, but I just spent my life savings on a cat tree they ignore in favour of the cardboard box it came in. I get it. You don't have to spend a fortune to get started. You can create amazing DIY puzzle feeders with stuff you already have at home. The easiest one? Take an old toilet paper or paper towel roll, put some kibble inside, fold the ends over. Boom. You have a puzzle. Your cat has to rip and tear at the cardboard to get the food, which is super satisfying for them. Another great option is a simple egg carton. Just sprinkle some kibble in the little cups and let them fish it out with their paws. Or take a small cardboard box, poke some holes in it, and toss some treats inside. The possibilities are endless. It's not about how fancy the toy is, it's about the challenge it presents. So, you've got your puzzle feeder. How do you introduce it without your cat looking at you like you've just served their dinner in a Rubik's Cube and walking away in disgust? The key is to start easy. Very, very easy. For the first few times, don't even make it a puzzle. If it's a board, just sprinkle some high-value treats on top of it, so they associate it with good things. If it's a ball, leave the holes wide open and put treats right near the opening. You want them to have an immediate win. Show them how it works by nudging it yourself. Once they get the hang of it, you can gradually increase the difficulty. Use it for a small part of their meal at first, with the rest in their regular bowl. Patience is crucial. You're teaching them a new skill. Some cats will dive right in, while others might need a few days to build their confidence. Never let them get frustrated to the point of giving up. One of the most common things I hear is, I tried a puzzle feeder, but my cat is just too dumb for it. I promise you, your cat is not dumb. They are brilliant, cunning creatures who have successfully trained a giant primate, that's you, to cater to their every need. The issue is usually not intelligence, it's motivation or introduction. If you start with a puzzle that's too difficult, it's like giving a first grader a calculus problem. They're going to get frustrated and quit. It's our job as their human staff to set them up for success. Start with a level 1 puzzle, something super simple, and use their absolute favourite, smelliest treats to get them interested. It's also possible your cat just doesn't like that specific type of puzzle. One of my cats loves puzzles he can bat around, while the other prefers one she can solve with her paws. It's about finding the right job for your particular furry employee. Once your cat becomes a puzzle-solving pro, the fun really begins. You can start to level up their enrichment. Many companies make puzzle feeders with adjustable difficulty levels. For a treat ball, you can make the holes smaller. For a puzzle board, you can add more complex sliding mechanisms. The goal is to keep it challenging, but not impossible. You can also start hiding the puzzle feeders. Instead of just putting the feeder on the floor, hide it behind a chair or on the first level of their cat tree. This adds the seeking element back into their predatory sequence. Now they don't just have to solve the puzzle, they have to find it first. This turns your entire home into a dynamic hunting ground. It's an incredible way to keep their minds engaged long term and prevent them from getting bored with the same old routine. You'll be amazed at how clever they become. What if you live in a multi-cat household? Can you still use puzzle feeders? Absolutely. In fact, they can be a huge help in managing feline relationships. If you have one cat who is a food bully, puzzle feeders can level the playing field. The fast eater is forced to slow down, giving the slower, more timid cat a chance to eat in peace. It's best to give each cat their own puzzle feeder, at least at first. You can even feed them in separate rooms to avoid any competition. Observe their styles. You might find that one cat prefers a rolling puzzle, while another likes a stationary one. Using different types can prevent squabbles. It also reduces the stress and competition that often surrounds a shared food bowl. Instead of racing to eat, each cat is focused on their own individual, rewarding task. it can actually promote a more harmonious home. Let's talk about anxiety. Cats are creatures of habit, and disruptions to their routine, like a new pet, a move, or even just rearranging the furniture, can cause a lot of stress. Anxious behaviours can include hiding, inappropriate urination, or over-grooming. Puzzle feeders can be a powerful tool for reducing this anxiety. How? By giving them a predictable and rewarding task to focus on. The act of concentrating on a puzzle and methodically working to get the food is incredibly calming. It's a form of feline mindfulness. It builds their confidence because they are successfully solving a problem and providing for themselves. It gives them a sense of control over their environment, which is crucial for a cat's sense of security. When their world feels chaotic, having a solvable, rewarding challenge can be a very grounding and therapeutic experience. Let me tell you about Kevin. Kevin was a client's cat, a handsome orange tabby with a PhD in destruction. He had shredded 2 sofas, had a personal vendetta against every roll of toilet paper, and enjoyed yodeling at 4 a.m. His parents were at their wits' end. They had tried everything: more toys, more playtime, scolding him. Nothing worked. We diagnosed Kevin with a severe case of boredom. He was a brilliant, high-energy cat trapped in a low-stimulation environment. We took away his food bowl and introduced a series of puzzle feeders. We started with an easy treat ball and gradually moved to more complex boards. The change was incredible. Within 2 weeks, the yodeling stopped. He was so focused on his job of hunting for his meals during the day that by night he was tired and content. The destructive behaviour vanished. Kevin wasn't a bad cat. He was just an unemployed genius. The puzzle feeder gave him the career he was always meant to have. As you start this journey, there are a few common mistakes to avoid. The biggest one, as we've discussed, is starting with a puzzle that's too hard. This is the fastest way to get your cat to give up. The second mistake is not cleaning the puzzle feeders regularly. They can get gross, just like a food bowl, and old food crumbs can get stuck inside. Most are dishwasher safe, but always check. Another error is just leaving the same puzzle out with the same food all the time. Variety is the spice of life, even for cats. Rotate a few different types of puzzles to keep things interesting. And finally, don't just dump their entire day's worth of food into one puzzle and leave for work. It's better to offer smaller, more frequent puzzle-solving sessions. This mimics their natural pattern of hunting and eating several small meals throughout the day. Puzzle feeders aren't just for dry kibble. You can absolutely use them for other types of food and treats. You just have to pick the right tool for the job. For wet food, look for lick mats or special puzzle feeders with shallow wells that are designed for pâté or gravy. Licking is a very soothing activity for cats, and a lick mat can turn a 5-second slurp into a 10-minute activity. You can also freeze wet food or broth inside them for a long-lasting cooling treat in the summer. For freeze-dried treats, you can use almost any puzzle feeder. The key is to make sure the treat size is appropriate for the holes in the puzzle. Using high-value smelly treats is the best way to get a hesitant cat interested in a new puzzle. It's like bribing a co-worker with donuts to get them to try a new software. It works! So what are the long-term benefits? Are you just trading one problem for another? Not at all. In the long run, a cat who eats from puzzle feeders is a happier, healthier, and more well-adjusted cat. You're looking at a reduced risk of obesity and its related health problems. You'll see a decrease in boredom-related behaviours like destruction and aggression. You're fostering a smarter, more confident animal who is less likely to suffer from anxiety and stress. And yes, you might even get to sleep through the night. By meeting their instinctual needs, you're strengthening your bond with them. You're not just a food dispenser. You are the provider of fun, challenge, and enrichment. You become a more interesting and important part of their world. It transforms your relationship from one of simple cohabitation to a true partnership. Okay, are you convinced? Ready to turn your furry loaf into a feline genius? Here is your action plan. Your first step today is incredibly simple. You don't even need to buy anything. Tonight, instead of putting your cat's dinner in their bowl, take a small handful of their kibble and just scatter it on the floor in a small area. Or hide a few pieces in plain sight around the room. This is called scatter feeding, and it's the most basic form of foraging. Watch them use their nose to find each piece. This simple act immediately engages their brain and hunting instincts. It's the first step away from the boring bowl. If they enjoy that, your next step is to create a simple DIY puzzle from a toilet paper roll or egg carton. See how they react. This small change can open up a whole new world of enrichment for your cat and start you on the path to a happier, healthier pet. So there you have it. The humble puzzle feeder isn't just a toy. It's a gym for your cat's body, a university for its brain, and a full-time job that replaces Chief of Demolition and midnight yodeling. By giving them back the hunt, you're not just preventing a few broken vases, you're speaking their language. You're telling them, I see the tiny tiger inside you and I respect it. Because at the end of the day, despite the shredded curtains and the fur on everything we own, we absolutely adore these weird, chaotic, purring little overlords. And giving them a happy, stimulated life is the best thank you we can offer for all the joy they bring us. If this video helped you understand your cat a little better, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more feline secrets, and share it with a friend whose cat is currently redecorating their sofa with its claws. Now for the final question. What's the absolute weirdest thing your cat has ever done out of sheer boredom? Let the world know in the comments below.